Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure. Welcome back to the old rail world where the world is railing. The goal from here on in is going to be to ensure that we have a train added with each new episode. And that means a new station added with each new episode, which shouldn't be too difficult. Today we're working on concrete. Now, the problem with concrete is I go through it like a house on fire, so I'm going to have to start producing it pretty ruddy quickly, and then iron ore. I'm gonna start running out of iron bits as well. You'd think I'd have tons, but no, due to oversight on my part, I've turned most of it into flipping tickets. I've got more tickets than I know what to do with, but that's hardly the point. Anyway, here is down here. This was the original. No, it's there. That was. Thank you. That was the original burner base. Not for much longer. It's virtually all gone now, apart from the bits that haven't. Yeah. And then over here, you've got, this is the original iron foundry going on there. Or, well, iron smeltery, I guess you'd call it rather, because a foundry makes... Never mind, I digress. And here, in between two separate sources of limestone, is going to be our concrete station. Now, the first step in building any one of these is to actually slap the station in and go, is this going to work for us? My aim is going to be, well, over time, it's going to be to avoid having too many big floaters. This one's actually quite a short floater, if that makes any sense to you. It should, because it does. And I've called it Poisoncrete, because it's surrounded by all this mucky poison business. The good news is, I got a new toy. So let's get that on the go. There you go. Have some of that. Cop it. Right. So, I mean, the first job is clear all the poison out. And then it'll just be a nod towards the poison of old by the time I've done with it. I've also set it up with this. Whoop. No. Yeah, you're falling through. Yeah. It's a really stupid design for flipping track bed, honestly. I mean, if I were to concentrate more, I wouldn't fall through it quite so often. But concentration has never been my my biggest. Anyway, so yeah, I've got double track running parallel with the station itself. Yes, all right. Yes, all right. I can't hold you completely accountable because you're dead. Now, I've also got this double track running in parallel with the station because the way that it's going to... I don't believe I've fallen through again. Hang on. Wait, just hang on. Look, I'll tell you what, I'll do it from down here. And I've already started working it around the corner. Obviously, haven't put the corner in yet because that's a big pain. Oh, hang on. Blow this up. Go on and chuck it. Whooyak! And get some. And then it works around that way. The reason for double tracking around the outside is because this can form quite a useful loop for trains who want to kind of reverse course and go back on themselves, which anyone dealing with central command is quite likely to do from time to time. So that's all part of the plan. So where are we going today? Well, we're going to get the concrete factory built. Please land on a girder. There you go. And then after that, I'm going to go and build some concretey outposts here and there to deliver additional limestone into the facility here, so that the facility can be all that it can be. But obviously, first things first, I'm just, blowing some stuff up, as you do. Really, standard. Eat that. Yes. I mean, it's a living. Right. Oh, hello, there's one. Yeah, you get some of that. I'll tell you what, let's try a multi-splode. Yeah, multi-splode. Right, yeah, stick one of them in there. Go on. Lovely. Stick one on there. Go on. Whoop. Yeah. I mean, I've got a gas mask, so I mean, it's not like I'm gonna struggle to stay alive or anything. It's more that over time you don't want to use up your gas mask in a predictable way. Did I get that one? No, I didn't get that one. All right. Go on. Slap one on there. Yeah. Now that'll probably do it. All right. We'll get over here and then Achtung. Lovely job. Missed one. All right, well, I'll go and get that now. in terms of wow factor, I think this is number one. I think what we've got here at Central Command has... the interior is certainly delivering on, oh, that's just lovely. I mean, all this reflective concrete certainly helps matters, and it's a big open space. The incursion of the rocky surround, I think, helps as well. And you know, having, you know, little waterfalls out to the side, I guess that's good too. But yeah, I think I need to look at this more often to kind of go, this is your entry level. This is what you should be aiming for with everything new that you make. Anyway, we've got a train in at the moment. We've now got 3 in operation. Which one is that? Well, it's a pull only. That's the new train. That's the new train. Why has it got a full cargo hopper on it? Don't know. Anyway, that should be the new train, which is the concrete train. And we're going to go out and explore the concrete establishment momentarily. I've just got to... I'm walking slowly because I feel like it. Let's get over here. Jump in the Explorer, which it won't let me do. There we go. I am Dora. Let's explore. Turn everything back off again, because that looked quite fetching. Had I built this when you were here before? I think I had. My little entry ramp. I'm spending more and more time in the Explorer now as I go between different build destinations, simply because it's the quickest way to get around. I could hypertube it, and I think there may be a call for a hypertube network at some point in the future. But not just yet. Anyway, I know exactly where I'm going. I've also had thoughts of, do you want to build a road? And I go, no, maybe not a road, but I might mark out the kind of the best track to follow in order to get to different points. Sorry, my driving is horrendous. Now, which way? Well, you can see where we're going. It's now named the Concrete Pagoda. Because that's pretty much what it is. I think you can slide under this one. There you go. I don't usually go this way. No. Well, we are doing now. I built a bridge. Yeah, look at that and everything. And this was, I mean, it was one part experimenting of would a bridge look good, and one part I come this way sometimes, but actually I found a better route that I take. And this is why I'd quite like to mark out the different kind of travel route options, I guess. And then you go this way because you've got a temporary I've got a temporary get over some of these belts that won't be around forever. See, look, I mean, even the underside of the bridge looks good. It does. Yeah, sorry, bit of rapid camera action there. Not really what we're intending. Yeah, I want to wait. Does anyone know a permanent way of killing these fat blokes? Because they're right annoying. You know, when they get... Did I just kneecap him? No, not especially. I mean, because they just get in the flipping way, especially when they're snagged. I don't mind them out in the wilderness, but when they're snagged on what you're making, it's a real pain in the bum. Anyway, here's the pagoda, and it is a pagoda. Not an especially adventurous main build. This side building here, you've got a what is it? Limestone. Limestone mining is going on there. There's another one on the other side that looks very, very similar. That's the reason I've built here, because there's two kind of concrete two limestone places in close proximity. But over time we'll be importing as well as exporting. So everything that I'm building from here on is going to have a car park of some description, because reasons, you know. I mean, look at that. Look. They found me thumbnail. Yeah, I think so too. That looks pretty good to me. So here we go, concrete pagoda. Now, what I've tried to do, I said before that I wanted to get away from rectangular builds, and I'll be honest, this isn't it. No, but what this is doing a little more is, firstly, it's the first one we've got that is purposefully outdoor station rather than indoor. And secondly, it's got a bit more sprawl than what we've built so far, which I'm reasonably pleased with, but I want to expand upon in the future. I just don't know how yet. So you've got kind of ancillary buildings that go along with the main build, which we shall go and explore now, because, well, that's why we're here, right? Yeah, it's totally why we're here. So when you come inside, this is another area. I mean, not just this build, all buildings, everything I've built so far, I need to come up with a kind of plug and play, even a blueprint for getting stuff in and out of the stations, because I always end up fudging it like I have done here. And while I've got no belts clipping through one another, and I've even gone to the extent of supporting things and making them look like they're properly integrated, it's tatty. It lacks that wow factor. You should walk into a place like this and go like, oh, this is slick. So here you go. This is what I mean by an ancillary build, is we've just got this little entryway. Yeah, I need to... What's out here? It's just a balcony. Yeah, it's nice. I've got external floods on this building as well. There's still gaseous particles happening, even though I've blown up the gaseous particle maker. Big pillars underneath. So as much as the main platform of the pagoda is sat flush to the rock, I've gone with additional supports because they would be required on a building of this size in order to stop bits potentially collapsing. But we'll head up and in. Nothing particularly dramatic going on here. It does have an in and an out line. So this limestone coming in, you go, oh, look at that. That's going into a delivery hopper. And you go, yeah, it is. It's going into the platform itself from underneath. All of the limestone from the two mines nearby are actually feeding into the station and then feeding back out again, because that makes it so much more straightforward for me to just have a train come in with more limestone later on. So that all goes through these storage banks that I've got here and then distributed further along. Again, properly supported staircases. That's nice. A little bit of excess sand that's blown over the top of it. Don't mind that at all. That looks legit. And then here we are again with yet more. This is very stark lighting. Is this just the sun doing this, or am I picking some up from... I've got street lamps on the side, and I'm not 100% happy with how they look yet. They need to be shoved a bit. We'll have a look at those in a moment, because you'll see. Still called Poisoncrete on there. So here we go. A standard kind of logistics floor. Pretty tidy. I've got no complaints going on. It doesn't look much better at night. It is quite pretty at night. But it's, there's not much going on. Portholes. Why? 'Cause it looks good. That's why. And then we go up onto the first concrete maker. And this is just making concrete. And I really like it. There's only 4 machines on each floor. I could have probably got 8 by shoveling them. Shoveling? Yeah, no. Shuffling them in a different direction. The motif we've got going on is red light, although it's not red, it's more orangey, but it's still okay. And then white light offsetting. Yeah, the other thing that we're working on is no more interior builds where you can't tell what the heck's going on. It's a small detail, but I feel is somewhat important. So why only 4 per floor? Verticality. I wanted vertical out of this factory, so that's exactly what we've gone for. Another logistics floor. 1 logistics to 1 operational. Unlike the foundry, where one foundry serves, where 1 logistics floor serves 2 floors, the one directly above, the one directly below. On this one, it's 1 floor per whatnot. Yeah. See, loads of wasted space, but at the same time, the space it's not like I've got a shortage of space, and therefore why not use it? Be my guest. The floors differ actually in terms of the placement of the lighting that I've got in here. I do love the aesthetic of the floor level lighting, particularly. I mean, look, like that. The whole area lit like that is just dramatic as anything to look at. But you haven't supported that staircase. No, it's probably short enough that it's okay. No, well, I mean, just looking at it now, you'd do it. Right, this is just another logistics floor, and you kind of go, oh, why is it wide open? Any further questions? That's why it's wide open. Look at that for a view. And also to give some visual difference between from the outside. Just building the same thing over and over again is in a vertical setup. There's no fun in that at all. But this is just I mean, look at it. Look, what a great view. Yeah, it'll be terrific. As the number of trains starts to build up, there'll just be constant activity going on out there. And I need to think about, what are you going to be looking at while you're doing this? I should probably go and retrieve that slug. There's 2 hives over there, but I mean, I'm not going to do it now. But yeah, so I'm really quite pleased with that. We'll go up again, and here's 4 more, so that's 12. And I think that's it for now. But as with everything else that I've built so far, it's designed to be extendable, should the need arise. So this is where we'd go next. So this would be another logistics floor. But it's ready to rock and roll, fundamentally. Look at the reflections coming off that. It's lovely. Yeah. What can you see? Oh, stuff. Yeah, it's all good. Now, another thing that I've been working on this time around is actually finishing off bits of track. Because obviously there's going to be tons and tons and tons of track. And what I don't want to do is reach a point in the project where I kind of go, right, now we shall turn our attention to the track. Let's just jump in and have a look at these street lights. Brace yourselves if you get a bit of vertigo. There you go. Right, there we are. So here's one, and they're on the corners here. So we've got one here, and then obviously they're in exactly the same place on each corner, but I'm not sold on it. I think from here it looks fine, but that's not what's it lighting is the other thing. Why have you even got these? Yeah, I know. But to make it look better, we're going to have to go down one more, right? Alright, there you go. So here's the pole underneath, and from here it looks great. It looks like, okay, you've got some additional roof supports going in there. And then above you kind of go, oh, and then you've got some lighting on the top of it. But from a distance, Madam Google yelling at me. But from a distance, it just looks like, yeah, you just planted some street lights on there. Because I have. And the way to improve that would be to actually embed these posts into this. I mean, it's just begging for it. Just plug them in there. Yeah, but then you lose the detailing on the heads of the street lights and it doesn't look as good and so forth. So I might take those out. I'm not sold on it. The conveyor, the between floor conveyors, they change position on pretty much every floor. So as you can see, there you go. They come in here. Yeah, I know, no hatches or anything like that. They do clip through, but from a distance you don't notice it, and therefore I'm cool with that. Right, let's just jump off. Unnecessary embellishment by having it ramped. Yeah. All embellishment is necessary. I put it to you. Anyway, right, rail track, that's what we're talking about. I don't want to reach the end of the project and have to go back and fix all of the track everywhere. Let's, hold on, give me this, give me that, give me this, and then give me that, and then turn off self-drive, because we'll go ride it in a minute. Right, jump out. Right, now finish what you were talking about. Roger that. Right, yes, so properly completing bits of track along as we build these. And I say that, and I've missed a bit of beam there. Yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing that you're never going to notice later on, but it's essential now. That there, as part of the next project, but I'll talk about that in a moment, because that's the old iron mining setup, which won't be there by the time we revisit ourselves. So already we've talked about having the signals actually embedded in these posts. When done, it looks good. It looks like it's meant to be. I'd love to be able to just shift them just a couple of nudges. So if you look at this go signal ahead of us, just one nudge to the left, and it would look so much better, but you haven't got that level of granularity, unfortunately. So looking at it now, you will see... Sorry, I'm back on the Pagoda, just purely because I could see it. Firstly, you see that the street light looks like a street light. Yeah. And then secondly, that empty floor leads it to go, oh, it's not just one idea going all the way up. There is some variation going on in there. So, yes, so here, this junction, there you go, that's all I was going to say about it. This junction is, I'd say, mostly complete. What's going on with this power cable? That's another thing I need to do better. I need to do better with power cables. We're lit on the way in. I don't want to use street lights everywhere. I want to use them occasionally for impact. And here, it delivers on that impact. But you can see already, I've properly built... Oh, okay, we're going down there. Fine, all right, if you need. All these pillars are fully built out. And the end result is good. You know, I've got corners mapped in. I mean, I'd love to get some proper curved pieces, but they don't exist. But they're supported. They're plumbed in properly. And then I had a happy couple of hours just building pillars out in the water, having to build temporary platforms to work off. It wasn't a long job. I was just happily pottering for a bit. So I've done this entire junction, which is now fully decked out. I can effectively go, super. You can leave that alone. This is even more limestone if I want it. Yeah, we can add a third limestone on there anytime we like, which is great. So in terms of concrete, I'm going to be set for the time being. Actually, let's have a look at the underside of the pagoda. See another pillar there. I'm not sure about that. That pillar's too long. Yeah, I mean, it's in the right place and it's doing the right job. It's just... It looks like it's doing too much work. How would you fix that? I'd fix that by maybe thickening the base even further. Yeah, I mean, those short ones look good and this one to the side looks good. But that long one... doesn't fill me with confidence. Where's the ladder? Oh, I know where the ladder is. Right, hang on. Let's go to the ladder. Yeah, but I mean, as soon as you turn the UI off, this just looks amazing. I've only got lumen on at the basic level, and it makes such a difference. Green light, orange ladder. That's the standard. Yeah, I may do a second track design later on for specific long-distance purposes if I've got, you know, what would effectively be a high-speed section. But I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Right, so this junction here, I think I rebuilt this 3 or 4 times. I'm not having to worry too much about signalling right now because there are very few trains running. I will do. And the way this one is set up is that this interior Y that we've got going on is entirely one single block. So it might cause a bit of a traffic backlog initially, but I might monkey around with path signals as well later on in order to increase traffic flow. It really depends how much traffic needs to flow through it. But if I find lots of queues happen... Look, it might be basic, but I love the look of it. Yeah, it looks top-heavy. Maybe you should skinny up the floors a little as you get higher. Oh, that's a fun idea. All right, mental note. Skinny up the floors a bit. What were you saying? Volume of trains and potential queuing. Oh, yeah. So the other good thing about this is this whole track section acts as a loop. So if I do need trains that need to turn around anywhere on the network, they can at least do it here. It's the only place so far they can, apart from that really horrible bodged-in loop that I've got out by the steel mill. Yeah, so, you know, so there's that. Right, and here's the spur, which should have just enough space to hold another train. As long as it's, you know, 4 wagons at most, I think. Something along those lines. Yeah, but there you go. There we go, round to there. And now we'll ride the train back to the beginning and we'll just have a little conversation about what's coming up next. Right, that. Yeah, jump in. Yeah, give it this. Yeah, turn on self-driving. All right, and we're away. Turn that and that. Yeah. You left your car here. That's all right, I'll ride the train back. Right. Okay, give it some of this. Oh no, you can't because you've got the camera on. All this is doing is pausing the... Oh, yeah. Pressing left mouse button gives you dubious frame rate. Yeah. Can I get a slightly better angle? This works. This does work. You're not wrong. Good. Yeah. So at the moment, I've only been making short trains, like 3-4 wagons tops. Sometimes in a push-me-pull-you kind of fashion, but mostly... No, actually, I've got 2 in-outs and 1 that is actually following a loop, which is this one. I do want to add some super long trains in the future, and I've got a good idea of where I'll use this, or use that, I should say. But I'm not there yet. Not yet. I know exactly what I want to use it for. So what's the next project? Next project is iron. I'm still resting on all of the iron stuff I got out of the original burner base, and I want to switch over to having it consistently made. Now with iron, there's a lot of jobs to do there. Look at that signal. Irks me. Do you even need that one? I could probably move it so it's not embedded in the wall. Yeah, that would be better. So okay. In summary, for today's project, for this month's project rather, pushing aspirations further and not settling for just regular bodged-in nonsense. Regular bodged-in nonsense. Yeah, because more wow factor and come up with a solution. Okay, yeah, let's put that in as a thing. Let's come up with either a blueprint or a solution for logistics coming in and out of the train stations. Yeah. I'll think about it. It's not very exciting. It's exciting if it looks good when you've done it. Yeah, I suppose that's also true. Yeah. Now let's ride alongside so we're facing. Yeah. Because we're going to swerve off to the left, go round the back of the pagoda and come in the other side. That's the way this works. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Look, I am loving building this thing, and if you're enjoying these monthly updates, that's terrific. Let me know what you think. But I think the next 2 projects coming up, iron definitely the next one, and then oil, first oil refinery kind of deal after that, and then computers and or frames, I think, will be the one immediately after that. Yeah, I need to ponder it. I do need to ponder it, and I don't want to get into spreadsheeting it, but I might have to. Yeah. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed it, and if you didn't, no, if you didn't, then go about your business, and I'll catch up with you next time. Thanks very much for watching. Cheerio.